What if Barcelona are about to make the same mistake twice? Because there is something very strange about Ferran Torres joining Paris Saint-Germain. Just a few years ago, another Barcelona forward left the club after years of criticism, inconsistency, injuries, and missed chances. His name was Ousmane Dembélé, and look at what happened next. At Barcelona, Dembélé was constantly frustrating fans. He had the speed, he had the dribbling, he had the talent, but the consistency was missing. Injuries kept interrupting his career, and after 6 seasons, he left Barcelona with 40 goals and 43 assists in 185 appearances. To many Barca fans, his departure felt like the end of another failed chapter. Then Dembélé moved to PSG, and suddenly, everything changed. He became more consistent. He became more decisive. He started scoring important goals. He became one of PSG's most important players. And then came the Champions League. Dembélé helped PSG win their first Champions League in 2025. He was named Champions League Player of the Season. And somehow, the player Barcelona fans had spent years criticizing became the 2025 Ballon d'Or winner. But it didn't stop there. Dembélé went on to win a second Champions League with PSG, 2 Champions League titles, a Ballon d'Or, from one of Barcelona's most frustrating forwards to one of the best players in the world. And now, Ferran Torres is going to Paris. Ferran has also spent years being criticized at Barcelona. Missed chances, inconsistent performances, questions about whether he was really good enough to be a starting forward for Barca. But here's the part that makes this story interesting. Ferran isn't arriving at PSG as the same player who left Barcelona. He comes to Paris as a World Cup winner. He scored Spain's winning goal in the World Cup final. And last season, he actually scored 21 goals for Barcelona. Now he's joining the Champions League holders, and he's reuniting with Luis Enrique, the same coach who knows Ferran extremely well from his time with Spain. So, can PSG do it again? Can they take another Barcelona forward who was heavily criticized and turn him into a world-class player? Because the similarities with Dembélé are impossible to ignore. But there is one huge difference. Dembélé's story doesn't guarantee Ferran's story. PSG already have an incredible attack. Ferran will have to fight for his place. And unlike Dembélé, he isn't walking into Paris with years of proving himself ahead of him. He's walking in with expectations. So maybe Ferran becomes the next Dembélé. Maybe Paris unlocks something Barcelona couldn't. Maybe he becomes the player everyone said he could be. Or maybe Ferran Torres will simply remain Ferran Torres. But that's what makes this transfer so interesting, because we've already seen one Barcelona forward go to Paris and leave as a completely different player. Now it's Ferran's turn. Can Ferran Torres be the next Dembélé?